Hello and welcome to episode 28 of the CPRW podcast. I'm Colin and from Colin's Front Rock World and all the other stuff. And today I'm once again joined by Lara.
Hello, me again.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I've just been on a bit of a mad one on my lunchtime today because I'm starting to come out of this seasonal affective disorder depression thing where it's different from normal depression. So I can deal with it a bit more, but I can feel like I'm starting to come out of whatever it was. So I went on a bit of a mad rush today, being like, oh shit, I better actually check on my houseplants. A lot of them are kind of I don't know if I can save them because I just haven't been watering them. So a lot of them are now in the bathroom because that room gets the most light. So I'm hoping I can bring some back. But there are a couple that are just mother, what have you done? Why haven't you watered me? And they're all a bit dry, but other than that, yeah, fine. Yeah, how are you?
I'm just about over my cold, which is lovely. It's taking its time. Also, for a houseplant update, we have one. Emma is in charge of it. I think you have to water it once a month.
Nice.
It's still green, so I think that's good.
Oh, that is good. Yeah. Oh, congratulations.
Excellent. Yeah, well, it's all Emma's work. I haven't done anything. I'm just aware of it for when I close the curtains and it's there.
Yeah.
So we've got a few things we're going to ramble on about today. We've kind of thought of some stuff. Again, we're probably winging it a bit, but the first thing is so I spoke in the last episode about my vinyl challenge I'm doing on my Instagram page, Colin's PRW. And this is a game sort of me and Emma came up with the other day. I've decided it will be good fun to play on the podcast with different guests, which is basically I get basically higher or lower on likes on each picture I put on. So today Lara's going to play the first game of it and see how far we get. We've got 32 pictures to get through. If you can go all the way through, that'll be impressive.
Do I win anything?
My respect.
I thought I had that already. Right, okay, I better do this.
And a high five.
Oh, okay.
This is what everyone ever needs. No cheating.
Oh, okay. My phone is actually over there, so that's okay.
Okay, so the first one was Random Ham Seeing is Believing. That got 39 likes.
Yeah.
So the next one was Mustard Plug Can't Contain It.
I reckon Mustard Plug got higher.
No.
Oh shit, I'm out on the first one. Really?
Yeah.
Well.
That got 36, so it was close.
No high five for me.
No, but that's an item finished really quickly.
I'm really sorry. I was convinced it was gonna. I was convinced because Mustard Plug are kind of. Oh, I don't know. Actually, I don't know. I thought they would have been a slightly more known.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's one of those things that also depends on my followers and what Instagram would like to show people and all that kind of business. So
yeah, it's hard to guess with Instagram. I noticed yesterday, I think my engagement's gone down a bit and I don't know why. I think it's because I'm using the same hashtags, but that's boring news.
Right, well, we'll write that down as a score for Lara. She got 0.
Oh.
So whoever the next guest is, they can try and beat that.
Good luck.
Yeah. Right. So last time there's structure to what we do. So last time we were talking about Tilberfest because they'd done a load of lineup announcements, and on the day we posted our last podcast, Ollie released a load of new bands, and then a week after that he released another batch. So you want to go through some of the? Have you got it up?
No, I will now. Cool. So I did look him up earlier, so it's okay. Okay, right, yeah. The obvious one I think is Lightyear, isn't it? Because that's the one we were talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just Has there been one since that, or is it Booze? Oh yeah, there is another one.
Yeah, there were two. There was. What else? I forget who was on the original ones. Crazy Arm, I think, are a new one.
Oh, Burnt Tapes as well, of course.
Of course, Burnt Tapes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to them. Been listening to them today, actually. Yeah. I'm looking for. I think early flights. I think were one of the earlier ones, but I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah, what else you got in there? The Filaments are a new one who sort of headlined one of the days last year.
Oh yeah, right above or underneath Burnt Tapes. I completely missed
Yeah.
that.
I saw them on a Friday night and they were brilliant. So I talk a bit more about that later. Oh, who
Yeah.
else? Who else is new on this list there? Intenable, they're a French band, like indie punk band.
Hmm.
Who else have we got? I Said Goodbye on there before.
Yeah, they were on 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Grey Market, they're like a post-punky band. We
Hmm.
got Theo, who does real life promotions from New Cross Inn and goes to like every gig in London. They're his band.
Okay.
And Masonette, are they new? I think they're new.
I think so. We're nervous on it last time. Yeah.
Oh, Nervous. Yeah, Nervous are new. It says it in this little side bit I've got here. I don't know why I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 4 announcements. I think how many bands is that? About 20, 25?
Yeah,
And
it's good. I'm looking forward to seeing what if they announce any this month, because I know like that was the last one for January.
yeah, I think this says here, Ollie says, I'm gonna chill until the end of Feb and get my thoughts together and
There we
start
go.
really fitting this thing together. So brace yourself for something big then. In the meantime, you can help out by grabbing your tickets early so I have a better idea where it can go. And he says, have a great weekend, all my love, Jugs. So I did, thank you, Ollie. Yeah, so there's loads more to come. The quicker you buy tickets, the more Ollie can do with it. So go get your tickets now. They're on Dice. I think there's still some early bird ones available, maybe. But even well, the full price ones are still, you can still bargain of a weekend.
Yeah, I think I got mine a couple of weeks ago, and I don't think the early birds are still on there, but it's still like really, really worth like compared to what like for what you get for it, it's really good price.
Exactly. And that's taking place on the weekend of the 14th to 16th of October in like Southeast London, New Cross area. So yeah, it'll be fun. So buy tickets.
I can't wait.
So we got some other festival news on the same day, like last Friday. The Bristol Booze Cruise, they did a second announcement. I don't think we've ever really spoken about the first one, but I can remember. Can't. But yeah, that's looking really, really good. The Booze Cruise is a festival that takes place in Hamburg, usually, or like around the docks area, and they've been going, I think, for 4, 5, 6 years, maybe. I lose track with things now just because of what's happened. But yeah, so in 2019, they sort of expanded to also do a Bristol Booze Cruise, which takes place at the Exchange, which is just a wonderful venue. Yeah, they've done their second announcement. Any sort of bands that stick out to you on that one, Lara?
Yeah, literally have a list in front of me. I made a playlist of I kind of put a playlist of everything together today and listened through. The obvious ones, Burnt Tapes, Goodbye Blue Monday. Also, I'm really excited. I'm surprised that I don't know why I was surprised, but Rest Easy, I'm looking forward to seeing. Obviously Raging Nathans and Mikey Erg as well. Also Hell's Ditch. I've just got their 7-inch Vacant Heart, so I'm really into that at the moment. Yeah, there's loads. I've look, my list is all this.
Nice.
Read it. So there's quite a few on there, but yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah. What about you?
Well, Dollar Signs, who put out my album of the year last year. Who else we got? Fresh, always really good live. As a Nervous, Penske File from Canada, really, really good band. Ramona, who I've been dying to see for a few years now. And we're going to talk about Ramona more on the next episode of the CPRW podcast, so stay tuned for that. Like you said, Mikey Erg and Rest Easy and obviously Burnt Tapes. UBU are one of the best live bands I've ever seen.
They're on my list too. Yeah, I was really impressed with that actually when I heard it earlier.
We saw them on a boat in Hamburg, and it was absolutely insane. There was like crowd surfers, and I was getting a bit worried about them going overboard. But I've not seen many bands connect with a crowd like UBU do, so it's really cool. Be really cool to see them.
Nice, cool.
And then who else we got on the end there? Oh, Moonraker is one I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah,
really love that band. And Croatian band Trophy Jump as well, who I've been wanting to see for a few years.
Cool.
But yeah, there's loads of really good bands on the Bristol Blues Cruise. So if you've not got a ticket yet, do it because it's going to be a really good weekend. Loads of
Yeah,
bands who don't really come over to the UK or haven't been to the UK before as well. So
yeah, that's it. When I saw that was posted, it was I saw the Raging Nathans and Burnt Tapes. Because the Burnt Tapes I saw on the Booze Cruise before I saw them on the Till the Fest. So I got the tickets kind of based on just the fact they were playing that. But it's, again, really good price. But I posted that I was going to it in my stories, and I've had like 3 or 4 people like say that they are then going to go and buy tickets off the back of it. So whether they
that's
will, because the lineup is so good, So
yeah, they were Raging Nathans was a really nice surprise on that one.
really big surprise, massive, yeah. And it's in Bristol, and everyone loves Bristol because it's awesome. So yeah, I
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah. I'm hopefully the Hamburg Booze Cruise because that happens the week after Bristol Booze Cruise.
Yeah,
Emma and I are going to that as well because
why not?
it makes sense. Yeah, so hopefully they'll be announcing the first batch of their lineup soon as well, which I'd imagine will be reasonably similar to this one, like Bristol one. But either way, I'd like to see it.
Yeah,
Please. So we move on to the next bit on the list of stuff to talk about today.
let's do it.
So I think the big news in sort of punk rock and ska punk was the Mighty Mighty Bosstones splitting up this week quite abruptly for reasons you can probably Google. We're not going to go into that now. But so that got me thinking about like their sort of legacy and like then does that sort of went on to like if there was a Mount Rushmore of ska punk, who'd be on it?
So were you kind of thinking like what band, like a band logo in the stone, or like one person from the band that stands out the most, maybe the singer on the stone?
On my list of stuff I've written down, I was thinking like a logo, but I have also just put one person as well.
Yeah, cool. I've done that too.
Okay. So how many are on your list?
Well, okay. So my approach to it was, again, I've looked too much into it. Like I said to you before we started recording, I kind of looked into what Mount Rushmore was, and I knew what it was, but like what it represented and why it was there. So apparently, it's obviously the 4 presidents, and it's supposed to represent birth, growth, development, and preservation. So that's sort of what I've looked at, probably looked too much into it. I had to kind of stop myself going back, looking at the roots of ska itself, because that was like a big read. And I didn't want to kind of go into that because I, of course, only prepared for this 5 minutes before we pressed record. So my first one, based on like the first one would be the birth of it. And based on also the legacy of the person that was in the band, I've gone for Tim Armstrong, Operation Ivy from 1987. I know it's like cliche, start with like a white guy, but I think because he goes on to do like Hellcat, and he was in Rancid, and then he also like supported a load of other ska bands as well. I think he's a good one to start with, I think, for me, for the birth part of it. Yeah.
See, I'd argue if like I've got Op Ivy on my list as well, but my thing would be they never like really broke into mainstream. They sort of got cult status.
Yeah.
When you think about like the Bosstones, and they're like obviously they were on top of the pops, which is mad.
Yeah.
So Op Ivy never did that.
Yeah, they have actually put like I have put the Bosstones like in brackets in my initial lot of notes for the growth side of things. So I've got like Op Ivy kicked it off, but then the growth maybe like when it became more mainstream, I guess, as much as it could have been for like ska punk. Yeah.
That's a good shout. Op Ivy, I think I've got 3 in my mind that I think are Mount Rushmore just because of their longevity as well.
Yeah.
And that they're still like when they come to the UK, at least I can't talk about obviously what's going on in the States because I'm not there. But like when they come to London, they always sort of have packed shows still. Like 20, 30 years later. And so that's like my three I've gone straight away are like the three big hitters, really: Boss Stones, Real Big Fish, and Less Than Jake.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
obviously Boss Stones were on top of the pops. They're like they started the whole like 90s massive push towards ska punk. Then Real Big Fish, just one of the most prolific live bands that made. I've not listened to any of their newer albums that much, but when I have seen, I saw them. When did I see them? Lightyear and Sponge supported. It was like a time machine gig. Yeah, like 2019, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
And like they played a load of the new songs that I've not really heard them before, but they work so well in the set list.
Yeah.
And they work so hard, Real Big Fish still. So they tour so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you've got obviously Less Than Jake, still pulling massive crowds all the time.
Yeah. And they're so good live, like consistently. I hadn't seen them for a long time until about 2019. I hadn't seen them live for a couple of years, and I used to see them quite regularly. So I was a little bit worried because like I'm getting older, so they're getting older. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, they were one of the best performances we saw in Punk and Dropkick in 2019. So yeah, really, really impressed at this, and they're still working so hard as well, even through lockdown, doing all those the live stream shows and things. So yeah, and releasing music as well.
Yeah, I think with Less Than Jake, you put them on any festival lineup, they're going to be the highlight of the day for most people.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a massive ska fan, you'll enjoy them.
Yeah, definitely.
So who else do you have in your list that we could nominate, I suppose?
So yes, I wasn't sure which way around to put these two, but again, I've looked too much into it. So the growth side, I was thinking, and it's a bit of might be controversial because a lot of people don't really claim that it is fully ska punk, but I was going to put No Doubt on Tragic Kingdom because it was one of the best-selling, is the best-selling ska punk album, and I think that's done massively to get people into at least listening to something that's similar to what we would consider it to be, I guess. Then I was going to put in John Feldman because of the massive hit Superman that was off Tony Hawk's. That was massive, and that whole soundtrack I think catapulted a lot of that music into the mainstream as well. And then the last one, it's an interesting one. I haven't gone for like the ones that I would want to. Like I haven't put Less Than Jake down. That was my initial thought, but I've then gone for like the preservation side of it. That the guy from Cartoon Network, because he's like he's like consistently putting stuff out all the time, and it is covers. But I think he's in like We Are the Union. I think.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure. I think he is. So he's also got his own stuff, but he's also then like promoting, like keeping the sound going as it was, back in the old days.
Yeah.
Or I was thinking then, but I don't really know anyone. I haven't really listened to a lot of kind of the quote unquote new tone stuff. So I was thinking of maybe putting something like that in there, maybe like Catbite or something, because they're kind of going back to the roots a little bit. And keeping the sound relevant and in kind of some form of not mainstream, but kind of in the realm of what people listen to, I suppose. But yeah, it's a strange Mount Rushmore. I wouldn't really put it down as a tourist attraction for mine.
Yeah, I put No Doubt down on my list really because of obviously they started as a ska band and then got huge. But I personally wouldn't include them just because they didn't stay ska and they kind of stepped away. And if you had a ska Mount Rushmore, it should be bands who have always stuck with the sound, I feel like.
Yeah, fine. That's why I was kind of not sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Dancehall Crashers, but then I don't think they made enough of an impact compared to then when I was thinking about what No Doubt might have done. So yeah.
Who else have I got on? I got Sublime on my list, but like I'm not like a massive fan of theirs at all. But
no, me.
They got quite a lot of radio play, but was track them. Voodoo Glow Skulls, who I'm told by Paul B. Sharp are the originators of Skacore.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that. Okay,
and like they're obviously still going. They released a great album last year, and and like especially in Latin America as well, they are huge.
Yeah.
So like in the whole Latin America ska punk scene, I was reading in Aaron Khan's book, In Defense of Ska, like how massive it is out there. And so I think Voodoo Glow Skulls are like the band. They're essentially like the Beatles of ska punk in that region. I got Mustard Plug.
Yeah.
Who I'm a massive fan of. They're really consistent, but as a counter argument to my own point, I don't know that they're big enough for what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's it. Because I was thinking as well, like I was going a little bit too much into it then of like, oh, what about Catch-22? Or then would I say Straight Up Manifesto instead? But then are they even like known enough?
I wouldn't count Streetlight purely because they claim they're not a ska band.
Oh, well.
Although they are, but they claim they're not. So they can't go on our Mount Rushmore. I think the problem with Catch-22 is they released some really good albums after Thomas left. But they're always thought of as the band that Thomas left.
Yeah.
Which always has been a bit of a handicap for them, I felt.
Yeah.
What else have I got? I got Goldfinger down on the list, but I sometimes forget they were a ska band because when I started listening to them, they were more of the pop punk kind of stuff, like Stomping Ground and Open Your Eyes.
Yeah.
Like
I sorry.
I know, like they from some of the newer albums, they've got some quite a lot of ska songs again, and they've never like stepped away from it completely, but just when I started listening to them, they were playing more of a pop punk sound.
Yeah, I went on it just because of sort of the impact that the song Superman had in Tony Hawk, but I agree with you as well. I don't know if, because I was thinking of John Feldman himself, because he does a lot of producing, but then it's not like exclusively ska punk bands either. So let's get him off.
Yeah,
off you go.
He does have Levine as well, doesn't he? Did he just do her new album?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah.
I keep getting advertised on my Facebook.
Yeah.
They're also advertising CDs. I'm like, who buys CDs? But they've got the Toasters, who I think are the most underrated ska band ever.
I do know. Yeah, I didn't even think of them. And it's so weird because I was thinking Moon Scar Record and think of the Toasters. That's so strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think the Bosstones I read years and years ago now that have said that the Toasters were a influence on them. But like they still Bucket like still plays live, and like I mean his band is usually a lot of sort of session musicians now, rather than like the Toasters as a band. But every time I've seen them, they've been so much fun. The songs still all hold up.
Yeah, definitely. I remember I think I've only seen him maybe once, but God, it was about 15 years ago. Yeah, it was a lot of good fun. Yeah, I'm just making some notes like as to what our final four are going to be.
That's a good idea. My last one, this is probably part of your preservation point as well. Mike Park.
Yes.
Of Asian Man Records and Skankin' Pickle and the Chinkies and loads of other bands, I think.
And the rest. Yeah.
There's Asian Man of like one of the labels that have been consistently released in ska punk for like ever now, and his bands are all really, really important messages as well.
Yep.
Bruce Lee Band, who's also in the Bruce Lee Band.
Yeah. Okay.
So who are we deciding on this?
Well, so far I've pretty much just agreed with you. So I think we should do Mike Park definitely at the end. I think that's a good one. And then I don't know. I want to say that the Bosstones in somewhere, but then what do you think?
I do wonder with the Bosstones, is it a case of what's happened in the last week? Oh, it's the Bosstones, emotional sort of connections.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I sort of think like I've loved everything they've ever released. I only got to see them one time, annoyingly, but they were really, really good. It was just the hottest day ever.
All right, yeah.
But I know they're consistent. I think obviously you've got the impression that I get, which was massive, and then if you know Boss Tones, everyone knows that song. And there's not a lot of bands on this list where you could say you could have like a person they can name a song for each band, but they'd all be able to name Impression That I Get, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Like they didn't get big off a cover either, which
yeah,
a lot of the old third wave ska bands, like obviously Real Big Fish did Take On Me, Stay Ferris did Come On Eileen, and
Goldfinger 99 Red Balloons.
Yeah, so there's that. I think the Boss Tones have got to go on it.
Yep, that's cool.
So we've got 2 more to go for.
I love Less Than Jake.
I love Less Than Jake.
I'm surprised I didn't put them on mine, but again, I think I looked too much into like what it meant historically. So yeah, I put them on if you want to.
And that one last one. Personally, I'm torn between Real Big Fish and the Toasters and Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Yeah, so I'm between the Glow Skulls and the Toasters. I'm leaning towards Voodoo Glow Skulls because it's more it's different, slightly different, and it kind of has the hard ska side of it as well, and has that whole kind of big scene out in Latin America too. It could be a good one, just a bit more representation maybe. But the Toasters are the Toasters. That's the thing, isn't it?
This is it.
What do you think?
I think, I mean, it'd be interesting to see record sales between the pair and stuff like that. I mean, the Voodoo Glow Skulls have managed to still remain really good despite changing their lead singer quite late into their career.
And they've got quite different followings, like as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even within the music scene that they're in.
I think maybe the Voodoo Glow Skulls probably draw bigger crowds, like just away from Latin America as well, than the Toasters would.
Yeah, I agree with you as well, because they would probably get they'd get the punk kids in that as well, rather than just the kind of like the ska punk crowds in, I think.
So are we going to settle on the Voodoo Glow Skulls for the?
Let's do it.
Fourth one.
Lock them in.
So our Mount Rushmore of ska is, I've forgotten already. You were writing it down.
It was poorly. Okay, so we've got Mike Park.
Yeah.
Then we have the Boss Tones.
Yeah.
Less Than Jake. I think we agreed on Less Than Jake. I've written it down anyway. And then the Glow Skulls. Would you like to see my notes? This is how bad. That's how badly I write notes.
Looks like you've been playing noughts and crosses.
Yeah, it was terrible.
All right, so there you have it. I'm sure you'll probably think we are wrong. So if you'd like to tell us in the comments,
please,
how wrong we are, please do, and obviously be nice about it, but comments mean people algorithm good stuff. So comment.
Yes, hashtag exec.
Yeah. I think that. I mean, ask me again in a week. I might change my mind on stuff as well. So
yeah, we can do another one, and another time.
What else we got there? I was gonna say about Operation Ivy. There's obviously always the talk and rumors about like them doing a comeback show.
Yeah,
and it seems like if it would ever happen, it would be something like Riot Fest or something like that, something huge.
Yeah.
Which to me, I'm a bit like, would that be as good as seeing them in a basement? Like if you want an Operation Ivy comeback show, you want to see them where they on the sort of environment where they
Human
made
kind
their
of
name.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
So I'm like, I'd love to see Operation Ivy, but I don't know if I'd want to see them at a massive festival for the first time.
Yeah. Plus,
Um,
I think like Green Day cover like one or two of their songs almost all of the time. So yeah,
I've lost track of the amount of times I've seen bands play Knowledge.
yeah, I know, right?
Oh, it always goes off though. So
Yeah, it's a tune.
but yeah, but that's what I've sort of been, because obviously Jesse was allegedly said something a couple of weeks ago, didn't he? Where it was like he's not against the idea, then kind of
Yeah,
backtracked a bit about
yeah, I saw
what
something
he'd
about that.
said.
Yeah,
But yeah, if it happened, I mean, if it happened and I had the opportunity to go, even if it wasn't a massive field, I'd take it
yeah,
a heartbeat. But I just know I'd rather it be, it's like say Gilman Street as an example. That's where they came up. But you'd like to think they'd do something there.
yeah.
They'd have to do like a year residency so everyone can get the chance to see them, I guess. But
Every night as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did write down on my piece of paper here like a UK ska Mount Rushmore as well, if you're up for trying that.
Oh, what, right now?
Sure.
Uh, okay,
There's not as many bands to choose. I mean, I've not written any notes for it, but like I
okay.
guess we'd look at the scene from like the late 90s, early
You know,
2000s.
it's so weird that you say this because let me just get up my Spotify because I have been making a playlist. This whole like when we were young fest.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a playlist called Now That We're Old because I kind of realized that I'm like a bit too old even for when we were young. So I've got this. So it kind of starts off with like more post-hardcore stuff, but it does go on to Lightyear, Cat Down, Shooting Goon as well.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
underrated band, Shooting Game.
yeah. It's only a couple of songs on sort of the old Spotify, but Cardiff band, I think. So yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I'm just writing down some notes for UK bands we could think about because I've not done any notes on this either. So I
yeah.
think I reckon as a first three, Lightyear, King of Prawn, and Cat Down
Oh, absolutely. You got
as
King Prawn
as
too.
the top three, and then
Yeah,
the fourth one I think is a bit more open to argument.
yeah. I think so. Hmm.
You got Sponge as an.
Yeah, that's.
I feel like with Sponge though, they've kept going, and I've said this before. They're my gateway band,
Hmm.
but I don't feel like they have the same amount of respect as like those first three bands had.
Yeah,
For some reason, I would guess they're. I mean, I'm saying they're sillier, but Lightyear are the silliest band going. But
I know
like,
exactly what you mean.
but
Yeah,
Lightyear's songs have a bit more meaning to them. Where
yeah,
Sponge are a bit. There's a lot more like Kicking Pigeons, for example, and
yeah.
they're like even on the newer stuff. There's like the home video song, which is about filming a sex scene or something or other.
Yeah.
They
Okay.
are so I think Sponge that maybe that would be you wouldn't maybe include them in that bracket
Yeah,
with the other three bands.
yeah. Like that's fine. I think that's a fair reasoning as well. Let's see. What else do I have? Hope I won't play anything by accident.
I'd say we get demonetized, but we don't get money.
Yeah. um, let's see.
Yeah, I'm
Look.
thinking towards like the early like the bands that came along after like Year and King Prawn, those
Mhm.
Random Hand, Sonic Boom Six, that
You
kind
know,
of era.
one of them is coming to my head as well.
I
As
think
well,
the thing that with me with Sonic Boom Six is like I love them and even like, but again they like a bit like No Doubt they sort of deviated
expanded.
away from ska and
Yep.
I mean fair play to them, everything they've achieved in their career and like they've got to be hugely respected as a
Yeah.
band, but
You're going for what, 20 years? Going for ages.
easy, yeah. I think Random Hand are a shout though.
Yeah, I think so.
Consistently brilliant. Every album like
From
holds
we
up today
yeah.
with like the messages. Sadly, they held up today because it still means the government's a pile of poo and the world's rubbish. But
Yeah.
always really, really good live. I probably one of the bands I've seen the most times, and I can't remember coming away thinking, ugh. So
Yeah,
that's
that's nice.
JB Conspiracy maybe as well.
Yeah, that's another one.
Always really good. Always like everything they release is brilliant, but they just take too long to do it. That's always an issue with them.
Yeah. There are some more, but they're more, I don't know. Howard Zanius, I don't know if they were, but they just had, I don't know whether they just had trumpets or whether they were considered to be like a UK ska band. I can't remember. I think it's just they had a trumpet. I don't know if they had a full on like the chef's trousers like thing, you know. Yeah. I'm trying to like dig in the back of my brain now. I haven't really thought about it for so long, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument if we're going to put a person on there, like we did with the American one, with Pook.
Yeah.
Especially for the preservation of ska as well, because like doing Pook Out records.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's a shout. Also, I guess Paul B Sharp for continue to put on gigs and like champion the smaller ska bands.
Yeah.
But Paul is not going on there. No chance. We're throwing him in the argument, but it's an absolute no chance because I've met the man and he doesn't need the ego boost. So we agreed like year King Prawn Cap down.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't see past Random Hand for the other one.
So come on, it could be because you've just.
It could be because I just seen them.
Yeah.
But as I say, with Sonic Boom 6, as good as they are,
But then they've both been going the same amount of time. So, you know, but they've obviously stayed more in line with what they started as, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I guess with Sonic Boom 6, there's an argument for them is they have a bigger following like in America as well, like release some stuff in America when they play Warped Tour.
Yeah.
So there's that. In their favor, I guess they have a more worldwide fan base. Oh, why did I bring up this argument? It's just silly of me.
Yeah, you're going to be thinking over this and re-recording the podcast now.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
Just edit. Oh yeah, no, we don't edit. Edit. Just do that. Just add it on the end. Change my mind. No, I've got to go Random Hand.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy because my main input would be Lightyear and Capdown anyway, so that's cool.
There we go. So yeah, we just mentioned that I saw Random Hand the other day, so I guess we could talk about, or I could talk about that. You weren't there.
Listen.
Okay, there is a review. I don't know which way I'm posting things. It's either coming out tomorrow or it came out yesterday of the gig. It was Random Handed Seeing as Believing in full at the Islington Academy for the 11th anniversary. I guess it was supposed to be for the 10th anniversary, but couldn't. So Baba Luck was on first, of ex-King Prawn. He was with the East End Trinity. I only got to see a couple of shows because the gig's like a London show and there was a club night late after on, so I started early and we couldn't get there in time, which was sad, but I caught a couple of the songs at the end. And what I really liked about seeing Baba Luck, I saw him in Bristol for Fish Stock last year, like just the energetic sort of positive vibes that he brings to the stage, and even like two songs I just felt uplifted. So yeah, so I wish I could have seen more of that, but London is stupid. Well, and then Risky and the Ridicule were next. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of theirs, but there's a lot of people who are, and they graft, so respect to them. Like, I feel like I saw more Risky and the Ridicule merch in the crowd than I do Random Hand.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if that's just a bit people are too cool to wear the headliners merch, but
is that still a thing? Yeah.
I mean, I never do it, but I often just my method of picking my outfit is which is I open the cupboard and which is the furthest on the left. That's the thing I haven't worn.
Yeah.
in the most amount of time. This is how much effort I put into getting dressed and picking what I'm wearing. But yeah, they put on a good show. They had a bit of trouble with one of the drum mics, but they persevered like all good bands do. So
Cool.
yeah, but yeah, they put on a good show. They're not musically for me, but the messages I agree with, and yeah, lots of people do like them, so they must be doing something right. And then the Filaments were like the penultimate act, and Filaments are always really, really good, as per. So they had a three-piece horn section this time. I don't think I've ever seen them play with. They had Pook on trombone, Eddie on sax, and then a chap playing the trumpet as well, which was a nice addition. Yeah, really good. Half an hour is not long enough to see the Filaments, I don't think. I felt like I missed some stuff, there's a lot missing, and then yeah, they finished with Bastard Coppers, and that probably got one of the biggest sing-alongs the whole night, which is the Bastard is just the tune in it. Emma had Hair Envy from Pook because it's glorious ginger hair. Yeah. So that was nice. During Random Hand, he come over and give us a cuddle, and I sort of joked to Emma that I felt his hair across my face. But yeah, the Filaments are always fantastic, and as we said, they're going to be back at Tilda-Fest, and I think they're at MPF as well this year. I think.
Oh, cool.
I hope so. Yeah, and then obviously Random Hand, who they Stephen is Believing in Full. I think that's my favourite Random Hand album.
Nice.
And it's just great. I haven't really thought about what I'm saying with this. Can you tell?
Okay.
Obviously, I think Robin is one of the best frontmen in the business. It's like, I'm always amazed when like a ska band, their lead singer is also like a horn player.
Yeah.
Because that must be knackering.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially when obviously they're not. I think this is their first show back, or one of their first shows back, so they won't be in like. Oh, nearly burped. That would have been rude on audio. Yeah, so I don't know how. I think it's their first show back, and they wouldn't have been like gig ready or gig fit, I suppose, like match fit. Yeah, but they're really, really good. Their guitarist Dan had a tiny pair of gold shorts on, which was quite the sight. That was all he had on.
Shame I didn't go.
But we were saying because Just Say Nay were originally supposed to play that gig, and obviously they didn't because they've split up, sadly. But their bass player Leo would always wear like gold hot pants on gigs as well, and nothing else. So I don't know if the Random Hand knew this and was like a tribute to him, or it was just a bit funny because I just like it would have been awkward if Leo had done that and then Dan had also come out wearing the same thing.
It's like, are they the same ones?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Robin as well, like between songs, he's always hilarious. Like I know he does like theatre stuff away from the band as a different hobby.
Oh, okay.
He's like just really, really funny man. Yeah, though they did Even Is Believing in Full, and then they did an encore where they did like Play Some Ska, Scum Triumphant, Anger Management, Anthropology, like the old school sort of classics as well.
Yeah.
It's a really, really nice time. Really good gig. Lots of friends. And Random Hand are on the Mount Rushmore of UK ska for good reason.
For now, until we kind of rethink it and redo this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, like with our UK Mount Rushmore, please tell us how wrong we are in the comments, because algorithm.
Yeah, but we're not wrong about Lightyear.
No, definitely not.
No, absolutely not wrong about that.
Definitely not. Yeah, so what else we got? They're talking about ska gigs coming up. Filthy Militia, like a London ska band, releasing their second EP, Coping Mechanism. There's been a review on the site. If not, please check it out. I'll put a link in if I remember. If not, search Filthy Militia Coping Mechanism review and you'll probably find it. But yeah, they've got their EP launch on Saturday, the 12th of February at the Black Heart in Camden. I think tickets are on sale at the New Cross Inn website because New Cross Live are putting it on, and Frosty works for New Cross, so that's why. Yeah, that's coming out. I think the EP comes out if this is released on Friday today. If this is released on Thursday tomorrow. Yeah, so I got an early listen. It's really good, and Filthy Militia are really good. Sort of, it's weird to call them a new ska band because they've been going like 4 or 5 years, I reckon now. But
Yeah.
I guess one of the smaller, more unknown ska bands.
Mm.
But they're really, really good. So if you can come, if you're in Camden or London or the surrounding areas, come along. I think it's like £7 a ticket. So bargain.
Wow.
Easy Dread are playing, who are like a Bedfordshire reggae ska band. Really lovely people. And Codename Colin are playing, who I think they've announced this, so I don't think I'm sort of ruining anything, but I think we'll be calling it a day in a year or so Charlie can go traveling. Sorry, Charlie, if I've just dropped something. Hopefully no one's listening anyway, it's fine. But yeah, so go see Codename Colin while you've got the chance. They're a really fun band. And hopefully they'll dedicate a song to me one day and it will really confuse people.
Yeah.
that's my dream with them. Who else? And Lawrence Crowe is playing his last ever acoustic gig, apparently. So yeah, come along. It'll be fun. I've been given the evening off work. I usually work late on Saturday, but by luck, I got it given off and I didn't even have to ask. So that worked out well.
Like a sign, you gotta go.
Well,
Everyone
yeah. Something will go wrong and I won't end up there, probably, no my luck. But yeah, so come along to that. It'll be a nice time. And what else? We're talking like last time there's a segue in. I'm being professional.
Okay.
So last time we were talking about how I had to get special permission to get time off work for Slam Dunk because of the Queen's not orgy, her birthday. Was it for her birthday? I still don't really know what's going on.
Let me get my calendar because I have a little interesting. I think I might have actually mentioned it on the last one actually as well. I did look at it today because I was looking at bank holidays I've got off in work. Keep it punk. Okay, so it's the Platinum Jubilee on the 3rd of June, and it's her birthday on the 6th. But the spring bank holiday is on the 2nd of June, which is my birthday.
Oh.
Yay. But I don't know, the Queen has some sort of like weird June birthday as well as another birthday. So, but I don't know, I'm not really into the royals. I have like ironic cups and plates, but I don't actually care for them at all.
I could not care less about them.
Yeah.
The argument that they're a tourist attraction is just bollocks because
it's nonsense, isn't it? Yeah.
The building she lives in is the tourist attraction. She's not going to the gate and saying hello to everyone who turns up.
She'd be knackered if she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, this is not what my segue was.
I hijacked that because I just wanted to talk.
Just because you were showing off you had a diary.
Yeah. Actually, it's a planner.
Oh.
It came with free stuff.
Excellent. Yeah, but so I had to get special permission to get Slam Dunk off. I wrote a nice letter. I called my manager handsome, and that worked apparently. So flattery gets you everywhere.
Yeah, don't let anyone who doesn't.
I can go to Slam Dunk and then not see them in my Boston's anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're both going to the South one. Is the plan?
Yeah, I haven't actually got the tickets yet because my bank account is like, good God, woman, stop. So, but we will be. We wanted to go last year, so yeah.
Yeah. So with Slam Dunk, I usually leave it quite late to get tickets because I'm always trying to get press passes.
Oh right, yeah, of course. I remember you mentioning it last year, actually.
Never got one.
Bastards.
They don't like me. I don't do enough K reviews in my stuff I do.
When do you send off the application for it?
I mean, admittedly, last time, because I was left it quite late to even decide I wanted to go. It was probably like a month before. But but yeah, I'll send them an email and be like, please can I come in for free? I'll write nice things.
Yeah.
about the bands I want to go and see.
Yeah, but like,
Which the bands I'd like to see, I've got the poster up.
oh,
We got obviously the Interrupters, because I think they're the only ska band left on it at this point.
yeah.
Who else we got on there? Hot Water Music, which legends, always really good.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I got the Vandals because, like I said in the last one, I've never had the chance to see them, and they're like my last bucket list band.
Yeah, I think the Flatlines would be cool.
Yeah.
Spanish love songs. Yeah, Hot Water Music definitely. Onesie definitely. Love them.
Yeah, I know Emma's quite excited for Meet Me at the Altar.
Oh, cool.
Well, and I like Pink Shift. They're a really good band.
I'm just going to go out and say it. I'm excited to go and see The Used. I don't care.
That's one Emma's also excited for.
Oh, emo, yes.
Yeah. I think I'm looking at Dropkick Murphys as well, but it would depend on the era of songs which they play.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't think I ever even listened to their newest album.
No, I haven't.
I know they released like a really expensive looking vinyl thing, which also came with like a cardboard jukebox. It looked quite cool, but I kind of figured that's really expensive and really not practical for anything other than like being somewhere and getting dusty and then folded away. It looked cool. It was a nice idea.
Talking of that sort of thing. So last night I played the Shackleford record that I got in the post the other day. And have you got that record with the boat?
Yeah.
But did you try and put the boat together?
I have not yet.
Oh, well, I got sort of halfway through, and for someone with an art degree, it didn't look like a boat. So I unfolded it and put it back in the sleeve, and we won't talk about it again.
See, that's because you've got an art degree, though. That means you're a free thinker. You have to follow instructions.
Yeah, I'm not very good
That's
at
where
that.
you've gone wrong there.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, it doesn't look like it's, on The Simpsons where Homer he's like putting a grill together and he holds up the picture. It's like, yes, if whatever the quote is. And then you pull it down. Why doesn't mine look like that? It's pretty much exactly what it was like. It's like, why doesn't my bow I followed the instructions, but anyway, back to Slam Dunk. Sum 41 would be cool.
Yeah, I think I never saw him live, so I think I think it would be fun to see him with a group of pals as well, and just have a bit of fun with it rather than go and take it super serious.
Yeah. I think I was supposed to see them about 20 years ago. I think I can't fully remember because I think they were touring with Blink-182. And then 9/11 happened or something happened. And then also the person I was going with broke their leg, so we couldn't go anyway. But I think the tour was rescheduled or maybe some one went, but Blink didn't. I can't remember what happened, but yeah, I never got to see them.
I always worry about the singer, what's his name? Derek's voice as well.
Derek, yeah. He seems to be okay at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of them was like, does he have a good voice live? I've seen videos and I'm a bit like,
Yeah.
Interesting to see that. Go with an open mind.
I don't think I've seen any of their stuff live, actually. I don't think I've seen any videos live of them. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
You got Pennywise on there as well, in the middle that I just missed.
Oh yeah, next
Always
to the
good fun live.
Yeah.
That's a weird poster. Pennywise next to the Wonder Years.
Yeah, it is weird. I love the Wonder Years as long as they play the good stuff, like the early stuff.
It's all subjective, but yeah.
Yeah, I love them. So as long as they play stuff from the Upsides and Suburbia, it'll all be good with me anyway.
If it was the Wonder Years, I was supposed to play Fest last year, and I was listening to some of their songs, and I think it must have been the Wonder Years, but I might be wrong. But anyway, I think they're one of those bands that they came up in the UK pop punk thing. Now, obviously they're not from the UK, but all the UK pop punk fans got really into them, so I kind of steered clear because I'm a cool punk rocker.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm a ska kid. What am I talking about? But Yeah, but then I listened to a few of their songs, not knowing it was them. I was like, this sounds all right. To be fair, I shouldn't have sort of overlooked this band, but
Oh, Cole, I do that all the time. I'm the worst for if I see a band that are really popular. If someone's always going on about someone on Instagram or something, or if I see it, I will not listen to them. Like just out of like, no, I'm not going to just because they're everywhere. I don't have to. Like it took me years to even listen to Iron Chic. Like,
wow.
I've got a poster there. I've got a poster there. This one over here of them. Years. Yeah. And I haven't learned from that either. Like there's like Shacklefoot that was loads of that was going around last year. I was like, no, I'm not listening to them because it's always posted. Salem, no, I'm not doing it. It's always posted on Instagram. I have all those records now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you should listen to your Instagram followers more. Or your Instagram followees, I suppose.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's and I know I'm every time I'm like, I shouldn't have ignored this, but I still do it.
So I've just been thinking now of like I try and stay away from like Fat Wreck bands a bit. Just
Yeah.
like there are other labels on board of Fat Wreck now. But
Yeah. Yeah.
also Fat Wreck is where it is for a good reason. Like it's like status in punk rock. So maybe I shouldn't just go, I don't want to listen to you. You're because Fat Wreck's kind of a major in the punk scene, I guess.
It is, and also it doesn't there used to be that kind of quote unquote Fat Wreck sound like back in the 90s or 2000s. You don't really get that anymore. So the good thing is you get different types of bands on the record label, but it may not necessarily be like what you like that label for to begin with.
It's like I kind of didn't really listen to The Last Gang until the end of the year.
I
Their
haven't.
album. And I listened to it when I was just for our end of year stuff. And I was really, really impressed by it in the end. It's like I not anything that I was expecting, or it was actually quite ska, which surprised me.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Ilsa, one of our teammates, who says hi, by the way. She sent me a message earlier, say hi to Lara. Probably didn't mean for me to do it as we're recording, but here we are.
For a message in a bit.
Yeah. But she wrote a really good review about it and as well. So check that on the site. Again, search. So I kind of feel like maybe I shouldn't just say, it's Fat Wreck. I don't care about Fat Wreck anymore. I'm too punk.
I do that sometimes with Epitaph as well. I just go like, I don't even know like how I would describe Epitaph now. Like it's kind of the same with Fat. It's like the sounds change, but that's a good thing because that's how like the label stays alive.
Yeah,
you know.
I would describe Epitaph as successful.
Yeah, that's a really good one. Yeah, definitely. I agree.
I think I was going to say something. It's just blanked gone from my head. But... That's gone. Never mind.
It'll come back.
Is there anything else we want to talk about?
No, I think that was all that we've got. I ran out of notes about half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Freewheeling.
Solid rambling in the meantime then.
Yeah, it's good.
So Slam Dunk, if you're listening, we'd like press pass, please.
Give me tickets.
Yeah, if you'd like. Actually, there was one. MPF today, those fine folk, I say today's Tuesday, and when this comes out, so you might know about it already, but they released their merch for the year to like pre-order, or I think maybe you can buy it now and either collect it at the festival or just have it sent to you. Yeah. And there's some really cool stuff. There's got 3 t-shirts that all look wonderful, and I will probably get killed if I buy 3 t-shirts of the same festival. But they've got like socks and sunglasses and tracksuit bottoms and
wicked
hats and all sorts of stuff. I've got face masks because obviously that's what you have these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to their website, buy some stuff. That'll really help them, and you'll look really cool.
Yeah.
And to finish, do you want to try and redeem yourself on the higher or lower game? See if you can get more than 0.
Yeah, I will, but I'm not very good at obviously very good at this at all. So
really?
Yes,
you can't do worse.
Okay. I don't know.
So Mustard Plug got 36. So
that's really thrown me. It's really thrown me.
The next one is Wolves and Wolves and Wolves and Wolves and Wolves. I think that's 4. And the albums The Cross and the Switchblade, did that get more or less than 36?
Oh, I see what you're doing. If I understood the rules, that would help. Less?
Correct. You got one. You're so excited. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you haven't seen just how excited Lara just got about getting one. Okay, so the next one. So they got 33. The next one is Kids on Fire, and the album Songs in the Key of Bummer.
That is a cool name. Less?
Yes, correct. 26 they got.
Okay.
So you're on 2.
Love it.
The next one is Problem Daughter, and their album Grow Up Trash.
Oh. More.
It's not one of the options. It's higher or lower.
Yeah, higher.
Such a punk. Yeah, higher. Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh yeah. The next one, you should get this one quite easily. Rancid, Out Come the Wolves.
For some reason, I think that might have done a bit better. Higher.
Correct. I got 53.
Okay. Yeah.
So much higher. And then the next one is. I wonder if we go too far, how boring this will be to the listener. I hope they're playing along. The next one is Better Oblivion Community Center of their self-titled album.
I'm going to say they got lower than Rancid.
They did. They got 34.
Oh, still respectable though.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is a band from Japan called The Sensations. The album Just Let Me Turn You Up.
See, the thing is, if I knew what hashtags they were using, I might be able to gauge better understanding of what it would be. I would say they got more, higher.
Oh no, they got less. They only got 21. But that's a respectable. I don't know how many you got. I won't count them.
I got 5. I counted.
5. Well done.
Thank you.
Cross out your 0 and get 5. So the next guest has to get more than 5.
At the moment, I'm in the lead.
At the moment, you are in the lead.
Loves it.
Technically, you're also losing, but that's also a glass half full kind of situation.
Yeah.
So I think I could say the next episode of this should be our album club episode, which we're recording. Is it next week? I forget. Maybe the week after.
The week Thursday, I think.
Yeah, soonish. And we're doing the year 2019. We won't tell you the albums yet because spoilers, and we don't know all of them yet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to get onto our guest about that. I'm sending a message later. So I think that's all we've got. Anything else we want to plug while we're?
No, nothing. I can't think of anything.
No, cool. What we did last time during it, which was fun, we got on Discogs and did a shaky.
Oh,
let's see what comes up.
All right. It's gonna be something really embarrassing now. Let's have a look.
I don't have embarrassing records. I'm cool.
Oh, that's weird. I got Sum 41 All Killer No Filler. We were just talking about Sum 41.
Wow. Is that like how Instagram or like Facebook or whatever knows what can hear you and then advertises you stuff?
Also, if you want to get it weird, they just got the Vandals as well. So yeah, this Discogs listening, folks.
I got Audio Karate Space Camp.
Oh, good. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So your phone's not listening.
No.
Nice.
Well, no, that's on Kung Fu Records. So
yeah,
which was the Vandals label. So
that's true. Cool. There's a link.
There's always a link. So I think that's all we're doing today. Lovely chat, lovely time, lovely to hang out. Good Mount Rushmoring. I guess if you want us to do more Mount Rushmore sort of genre stuff, let us know and we'll come up with some stuff and you can tell us we're wrong and that'll be fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good fun. I won't put as much effort into it, like thinking wise next time, because I wrote off a lot of bands completely that I would normally put in. So we'll do it again.
Next time I will maybe put in a bit more and actually think about it rather than like the 5 minutes I was waiting for you in the lobby. Okay, I think that's all. Stay safe. Thanks for listening, watching, and supporting Colin's Punk Rock World. Oh, CPR Records, we are doing stuff, I promise. I say this all the time. We are doing stuff, I promise. Okay, thanks everyone, and Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Oh wait, why am I ending the meeting? I'm stopping recording. That's